I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to set up value systems in my family, and I'm not going to be moved by people who are mediocre or people who are wishy-washy, who don't have the same work ethic as I do. I'm not going to move. This is who I am. And let me tell you, it changed the way we related to each other. Let's take this, and that's all it is, energy of being misunderstood, underheard, whatever it is, it's still energy. Let's take this and push it out and create a legacy for our children to benefit from.
You do not have a communication problem. You have a comprehension problem.
What up, Entrepreneur Masters? Welcome to the Persistent Entrepreneur Podcast, where grit meets inspiration. My name's David Hill, two-time author, business coach, world-class sales trainer, top real estate broker, Iron Man, 23 years sober. My mantra is I exist to persist. Each week, I'll bring you powerful stories from relentless entrepreneurs, visionary business owners, and trailblazing leaders who have mastered perseverance like me. Get ready to uncover actionable strategies, mindset shifts, and the inspiration you need to conquer your goals. Let's persist one day and one story at a time. Enjoy.
Hey, what's up, Masters? Welcome to another episode of the Persistent Entrepreneur Podcast. And today we're with the Marriage Warrior himself, Mr. Tony Palow. How are you, sir?
We're doing well, David. What's happening with you, man? It's good to be on your show. Thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah, I'm happy you're here, bro. I went to your workshop with my wife, and it was awesome. And then I saw you I don't know, I guess you were preaching, whatever you were doing at our church.
Right.
You blew it away, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun weekend, man. We love when churches and people are just passionate about marriages, and especially passionate about their marriages.
Amen. Yeah, 100%. So I appreciate you joining us. And I have my notes. I went and I found them from the event.
Job, boss.
When was that event, by the way? Do you remember the date?
That was the end of, that was about, end of, what month are we in? The summer flew by the way.
Yeah, we're the end of August. Maybe
July.
It was July, June, July.
Yeah,
okay,
July.
So it wasn't that long ago. All right. Yeah. How funny, how fast you forget things.
Kids are back in school. They went back today, and we're like, I got acorns dropping on my grass in the back.
I have kids back in school today too. It's funny.
Oh,
but good things, man. Life is good, man.
Life moves fast, man. Enjoy every moment.
What's a marriage warrior?
Somebody my wife and I are marriage warriors. Someone who's passionate about keeping marriage a covenant. As the world sees marriage as a contract, and a contract is something that is designed to break, right? There's always fine print in a contract. Your mortgage, your rent, your car loan, your car note, your lease, everything, those kind of processes or contracts. And on the very bottom, if you notice, it's like, hey, this is designed to break. In fact, legally, you have 30 days to break a contract, right? Say, I changed my mind. But a covenant is something that is lifelong. And there's only two things that fall within the mindset of covenant. It's our relationship with God and our relationship with our spouse. So this is marriage warrior fighting for covenant, is really keeping the mindset that, you know what, we're not going to use the D word. Even in our worst days, we've been married 33 years, I think.
Yeah.
5 kids, 4 grandkids, man. And like everyone, marriage, we go through the valleys and we go through the mountains, and mountaintops are beautiful, and those valleys are really dark and frustrating and aggravating. And for so many people that see marriage as a contract, there's an easy way out. This is not going to work. And I'm working with people now. This is not going to work. And they rely on me. But my process is this. If you're 100%, I'm 100%. If you're 50% and I'm 100%, that's not going to work. And I remember there was a guy, his pickup truck, he was stuck on the side of the road, and I had my family in the car, and he was pushing his truck. And my kids were like, Dad, pull over, help him out. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Yeah. I pull the car out. I'm pushing the back of his pickup truck. There's another dude that joins me. We're pushing together. And I look up, and all of a sudden, I see the guy who was pushing his truck on his cell phone like this, steering the steering wheel as I'm pushing. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to work harder than you. And so a lot of people think that I have the magic wand that I'm going to, but I tell them, I says, you got to work. And having the covenant mindset is that nothing's going to be perfect, but it can be wonderful. That's a marriage warrior in a nutshell.
I love it, man. Amen. And just a little bit about you. You and your wife, Sue, are passionate international marriage coaches with 20 years of experience, helping couples build stronger and healthier relationships. And through retreats, conferences, and one-on-one coaching, they teach kingdom principles that transform how couples relate to one another. And I love that you said relate to one another. I'm gonna pass it to you. I want like everything I get this from you that I can be a better husband, right? But here's something I haven't told you. So you have this weekend, Newport is coming up.
Right. Yeah. We'll be seeing you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. And as soon as I saw it online, I signed up. Come on, how are you gonna go on a sailboat? You know what I mean? Like, come on, out of Newport. But anyway, I saw it. But here's what you don't know is my wife and I got married in Newport.
Get out.
Yeah, I swear to God, we got married on the beach in Newport at Castle Hill, and it's our anniversary.
No,
isn't that wild?
So that's crazy. So we're gonna have to sing to you.
Oh, I don't.
It's a sailing event.
You guys need to sing to me, but it's pretty cool, right? It's pretty.
That is really cool.
It all.
For the listeners that don't know, Married for Life, we have a sailing event in Newport, Rhode Island, this Saturday, the 30th. And it's your anniversary on that day, and you got married. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna have to buy you a keychain or
something, man. Just buy me like a Porsche, a 911 GT3 RS. All right. So listen, I appreciate you being here, though, and talk about. You said when I talked about your bio, the relate to one another part, because one of the things I wrote down, and it's right at the top of this worksheet, it says you do not have a communication problem. You have a comprehension problem. So explain that.
Okay, so one of the things that people fail to realize and understanding, and this goes not only in marriage, this goes in the business world. I work with a lot of businesses. I work with a lot of staff, church staff, that they're very frustrated when they communicate to each other, with each other. And I teach them that it's not about communication, it's about comprehension. And what I mean by that is, it was basically over 100 years ago, there was a concept that was drafted called filters of communication. And filters of communication are our own processes, our perspectives, and our experiences that we have, that when we hear something, it's not so much about our ears, it's our heart. It goes through our own experiences. If you say something to me, it gets filtered through my own understanding, and I echo back what I heard you say. Okay. And in the whole marriage coaching, which is different than marriage counseling, we can get into that a little bit later on. We teach people to echo back, and it's almost robotic, almost humorous. What I hear you say is, I'll give you an example. So if a wife has, I'll just say if a wife has rejection issues and abandonment issues, and her husband says, hey, hon, I'm going out hang out with the guys, I'm going bowling, and we're going to a restaurant together. Okay, it's a Friday night. What the wife will hear, because of her filter of rejection, is, you don't want to hang out with me? So now we teach the husband, he's not responsible for his wife's filter, but he's responsible for making sure he's sensitive to that filter. And not so much walking on eggshells. It's really about, okay, you have this filter. I have my own filters too. And the goal is not to get rid of filters. The goal is to really redeem our filters and make sure that they're healthy and kingdom. So the whole element of communication is not about talking, it really is about understanding, which is why we listen more than we speak. We got 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? And so we teach couples just to slow it down what you want to say and increase the ability to listen to what your spouse is saying. And not for the goal of agreeing, but for the goal of understanding. So that's the whole premise, is really covenant relationship is carved out of principles. This is what we don't get. We think covenant connections that we learn in marriage are based on preferences. It's not based in preferences, it's based on principles. And we get ourselves into trouble when we make our preferences principles. Like, I want to be, and we have this premise of self-preservation in a marriage. And when you're married, that premise of self-preservation, which is real, doesn't exist when you're one flesh. Because when you're married, it's the safest relationship on the face of the earth besides our relationship with God. So that's the whole thing of comprehension, of really slowing it down. Let me just for a day try to prove myself that I'm right and you're wrong. That was a whole assignment. Just for one day. Can you go for a week? Not try to prove to yourself with your wife, with your husband, that you're right and they're wrong.
Yeah. Can you just say, I don't want to fight? Sometimes I feel like I know I'm right, but I'm like, I just don't even want to get into it. So it's just like, all right, fine.
That's true. That is true. Sometimes, every once in a while, I'm right. Maybe once every 6
I'm not
months.
always, I'm not always right, but sometimes, because Tony, I've been married 11 years. You've been married 20, how long? 25 years?
33.
Oh, okay, sorry, 33. Yeah, we said that in the beginning. I got to take better notes. But what I'm getting at, though, is sometimes I feel like we're on such different pages I'm almost thinking, like, how can she think
not
that?
see this?
Can she not? Yeah, like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And she's the same thing about me. And in those cases,
how can it be that something makes sense to you and not to her, and her process makes sense to her and not to you? That's the whole thing. Process. And a lot of the time, the question that I'll ask myself out loud, and even with my wife, because we got to a point where we're like, we started this business, married for life, maybe we should get it right first. It's like being a contractor in your house. Your bathroom's never done. You know what I'm saying? Or being a mechanic and your wife's transmission needs to be changed. And is this worth it? In this moment right now, is it worth it that I wanted to take this way to get to the restaurant and you wanted to take that way, and my way was faster and your way we hit traffic? Like, maybe getting the accolades is just not worth it. Because in that mindset, one person wins, and if one person wins, the other person loses. Is this principled? Is this important? Is this worth it? I'll ask my wife. My wife will say to me, and it's dangerous too, because if my wife says, is this worth it? I'm like, absolutely, it's worth it, right? I'm like, no, is it worth it? Is what I'm pushing based on preference, or is what I'm pushing based on principle?
So break that down first. Help us understand. What do you mean by preference versus principle?
Okay, so our last thing together is we were driving in Florida, and in Florida has this huge interstates, and I had a car. We didn't really know where we were going, but I followed GPS. I'm like, I'm going to follow GPS, but GPS took us in a way that was filled with traffic. And my wife's like, why don't we just take the side road? There's no traffic. So we were back and forth, going back and forth. It was hot. We were frustrated. We were hungry. Add all of that. So the tension was, she had one way, I had another way. Her way was better. I was like, honey, so man, you know how hard it is? Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest on this show?
That's what we're here for, man. Yeah.
So you know how hard it is for me to say, honey, you're right. I'm sorry. We'll take you here. But you know what? It's like, yeah, honey, you're right. I was just following GPS. I don't know where I'm going. We should have gone your way.
Do you say, honey, you're right? Or do you just not say, like me? I just don't say anything.
No, I know, but when I say it out loud,
but I'm not going to say you're right.
It's why it's so difficult for me to say that.
I don't know. That's tough.
But when I say it, guess what happens?
I can do it in business.
The tension does this. You do it in business?
Yeah, I can tell the customer, oh, sorry, you're right, I'm wrong. You know?
It's easier for me to do that outside my home than it is to do inside my home.
Yeah.
So that's why we teach with the marriage coaching. Motion determines emotion. Like, we wait till we feel it and then we'll do it. But what if you don't feel it? What's the right thing to do? And that's why one of the ways you could divorce-proof your marriage is, man, get rid of stubbornness.
Yeah,
like stubbornness builds a foundation of footing in preference, not principle. So when your stubbornness is redeemed, like, the goal is not to I guess the goal is not to get rid of stubbornness, is really to have it redeemed, because then you become steadfast. Think about it's a trait, it's a temperament. So we don't want to get rid of it. We want to figure out a way that we can bring the positive out of it. So instead of, when you look at the definition of stubbornness and steadfast, it's the same definitions: firm, resolute, immovable. Like in the business world, you want to be, I'm not moving. This is my offer, and I am not moving. And oftentimes, it's the strongest one, the one with the strongest will, that wins out in a business venture, right? And then people benefit from it. So I don't know why. And like, when I'm really honest about it, to this day, it's not going to cost me anything to apologize. It's not going to cost me anything to say, no, you're right, honey, you're right, I'm sorry. Even saying it now, I feel like, I hope she's not hearing me.
Yeah. And it's good though, right? Because I joke around, but I do sometimes I'll just say, you know what? You're right. That you got me on that one. And it feels good.
Yeah.
It does feel good, actually. It's I'm wondering, but once I do it, it feels good to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to let you win this argument. You got it.
No, but see, that's the thing. Because that's the thing, is we have this mindset is, oh, you won the last one, I have to win this one. That's how we think. We need help.
Should we be arguing or no? It's not realistic to think that we're not going to disagree and argue.
No, absolutely. Right. It's not really. When I meet couples, they're like, oh, we don't argue. I'm like, oh my gosh. You know what? Debating and arguing and conflict, it's a passion to it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing like a good, passionate interaction / AKA argument. And then afterwards, it's like for my wife and I, when we get into those zones, it's short. And then we catch ourselves. This is dumb, where we want to create a tension here that can possibly last for weeks over directions. If she doesn't feel heard, if I don't feel heard, guess what the conflict with directions does? It elevates itself, because way deep down, we don't feel heard. I never feel heard. You never listen to me. We always, and we started using exaggerated languages. If your wife feels heard, do you feel heard? It's like, yeah, that was dumb. Yeah, we should have done the side room. And that's if my wife has a filter where she does not feel heard, everything becomes a conflict, because now I'm not listening at all.
Yeah. And I think, and you tell me, I mean, I seem like women tend to, it's an always thing. Like you always, I haven't done something in 3 years.
But you always.
But yeah. And then it's, again, I gotta let that go.
Yeah,
right?
No, I used to be like, always, really? What was the last time I did it?
Yeah.
Okay, give me on the calendar, tell me exactly when I did it. 30 days or 30 years, right? But if it's a deep filter where she doesn't feel heard, then me not acknowledging that, you know what, my bad, you are right, is just going to cement that and make what happened 3 years ago feel like it was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It seems like men, because I feel like men, and years ago, we went to a counselor, and she kind of talked about and you can talk about the difference between counseling and coaching, but she brought that up, and women do carry stuff like, you did this 10 years ago, and I haven't done that yet, but 10 years ago I did it, so now it's always coming up still. Drive me freaking crazy.
So the whole thing, women forgive differently. They forgive for the most part. They forgive differently. For men, we're like, oh, no problem, my bad. All right, we good? All right, excellent.
Entrepreneur Masters, I'm going to get you right back to the show. Listen, we got a couple great opportunities. Number one, David Hill is my name. Follow-up is my game. I've been doing it 36 years, many industries, and it's always led to sales, which is my superpower. And now I'm sharing it with you. It's something I've been talking about for years. And finally, we released Ringleader CRM. And listen to this. We are going to offer a great opportunity for listeners of the Persistent Entrepreneur podcast. All you need to do is send me a message CRM, and I will give you 50% discount off of your first year. That's right, you'll get 50% discount off of your first year using our CRM. You will follow up like a genius. Number 2, I want you to check out our listings club. If you're a real estate agent, by the way, the CRM, we have an element in our CRM where we offer IDX, so it's also perfect for you real estate agents. And we have the listings club. Y'all, there's over 140 lessons in there. Lessons, everything from how to cold call to what to send and everything in between. So you want to check that out. If you're a real estate agent, you go to realestatelistings.club. And finally, if you go to davidhill.link, you'll see all of my products, all the services, everything we offer is right there. Y'all, we appreciate you listening to the show. Make sure you go to davidhill.link, check out the products, and message me CRM. Once you do that on any of my socials, I will get you a link so you can check out the CRM. And if you need to, I'm even happy to jump on a quick call with you because we're excited. It's our beta launch now, and we're excited to help you blow up your business. You rock. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Move on.
I know I forgave you from that thing that happened 2 years ago, but I have one more question. So, oh my gosh. So we teach them to the same way, right, David? So God forgives you. God is forgiving you. So probably every day we say, God, thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for your grace and your mercy. We should apply that same kind of concept when we talk to our wives. You know what? Thank you so much for forgiving me. I really appreciate that. That really touched my heart. Just once a year, once every 6 months. When the time is right, you bring it up. But bring it up in the context of mercy and grace. Thank you so much for doing that. And they'll go, wow, okay, he thinks about it. Because if I breached my wife's trust and she forgives me and 6 months later, I'm whistling around, she's going to become resentful. I'm like, oh, healed up and moved on, but she's still resentful. You know what I'm saying? And so women, husbands and wives do forgive differently.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. How does somebody, and I want to get to the vision, because this was another really cool thing on this.
That's our favorite.
The vision, creating the vision statement was something that we could do together. And hey, listen, for people listening, I want to be a good husband, best I can. And I know I'm not the easiest guy I'm probably the biggest pain in the ass as a husband in the world. And my wife.
Is your wife listening?
All the time. Maybe we'll listen to it. I don't know. At some point she'll listen to it. Not right now, no. But yeah, but she tolerates me, and she's a good wife, and so I just want to say that too, because she's a great wife.
Yeah,
and I'm no walk in the park to deal with. That's for sure. Like stubborn. I am stubborn, and I feel like I when I think I'm right, I'm pretty set in my ways that I'm right. It's going to be very difficult. And my wife's similar in a lot of ways.
Yes,
she's stubborn. Right. And when she believes she's right, you're not going to tell her she's not. And so sometimes you get that conflict going. And you have to, to figure out a way to.
When you're at that point, you ask, it's like somebody, like we always say, somebody has to give in. And maybe it's not somebody giving in, it's both of you flexing and bending. Bend your style. You know what I'm saying? And even in principles, like one of our earliest conflicts was raising the kids, right? Which is principle. Disciplining the children is a principle. But I had my own perspective and she had her own. Very early on, we had to learn, you know what? Let's bend. I had to bend a little bit because I was a little extreme, and my wife had to bend a little bit because she's on the opposite end. So let's bend. And learn from each other. That's the whole thing, man. We stop learning. We I don't know when it happened. After a year, after 2 years, we just stopped learning about ourselves. And we stopped the whole element of curiosity and learning and, having the possibility of, it's possible that I am wrong. Why am I pushing myself? And how many couples, how many men, I'll speak for myself. How many times have I said in my head, I know I'm wrong on this, but I'm not giving in. You said I could be honest with the listeners. How many times have you or somebody who's listening has said, I know I'm wrong, but I'm not giving in? Oh my goodness. That's an awful place to be. But to be able to say, you know what, let me just back up here, because what if the old wise God said, you are absolutely wrong, but we're still pushing this. Somewhere along the line, I don't know when it happened, a year, 5 years, 10 years, we stopped the art of curiosity, and we stopped the element of, what if I am wrong? And we got to recapture that.
Yeah,
Your husband might be listening to this now. What if I'm telling you now you're wrong?
Yeah.
And if you're 5% wrong, that's enough to back away and to really craft an understanding of wisdom and discernment of how to change you.
Yeah, you're so sure that it's even ChatGPT is wrong almost all the time. It's just a different perspective.
Yeah, I don't know about this. Let me check it out.
Yeah. I do want to go into the vision statement, though. And I'm glad when we started the call, I think, or maybe before we started recording, you asked me if I was reviewing this regularly. And I said, honestly, I said, no, this is the first time since I got back. But I think it is smart to review this
Absolutely.
frequently. Absolutely. And the vision statement, we both put one together. But since we've left the event, I don't know that we've looked at it together again. Talk about the vision statement. What is it? Why is it important?
Yeah, the vision statement. Every major organization has a vision statement, right? Your organization that you work for, your job, has a vision statement. It's the mantra in which you live by. It's the mantra in which your organization runs their business with, okay? All churches have vision statements. And oftentimes, we're not even really thinking about it. We have our own personal vision statement. And I would recommend that it's not enough just to be like, oh, yeah, I think that's mine, but to write it down, But we never craft a vision statement for our marriages, right? The number one relationship that was crafted on this earth was covenant-based, and we have no vision statement for it. So when especially with premarital couples, when I coach them, I say, what is your vision statement? Vision statement for life. What is your vision statement for this relationship? It's the mantle, it's the mantra by which you live your marriage, your life. It's the guiding factor in everything you do in your marriage. It resets you is what it does. And a lot of vision statements are very bold. When you think about Dunkin' Donuts' vision statement, America runs on Dunkin'. It's okay, that's a little bold. Calm down, relax. But yet, that's their vision statement. So it's got to be something that you put together that resets you in a time of crisis, in a time of storm, in a time of chaos. You go back to it and say, hold on, this is what we're about. And just like when you reset, I had to reset my father-in-law's Wi-Fi device when we were in Florida, and you hold it down for 3 seconds and it works. What it does is the guy on the phone says it works out all the kinks. Well, it's supposed to, right? And so that's what it does, is it resets you. It gets you out of a burning building. It doesn't make everything it doesn't solve problems. But what it does is it says, you know what? The building's on fire. Let's get out. But oftentimes in a marriage, when we get in that heated moment, the building's on fire, we start arguing about who started the fire. It's because you left that candle running. No, it's because your tools, you did faulty electric work. And we start arguing back and forth, and everyone gets burned. So it's like a reset is, okay, let's stop yelling at each other for a moment. Let's get out of the house, and we can debrief this later on when you're calmer and when I'm calmer. But the power of debriefing, the element of debriefing has to happen. So the vision statement is something that rewires you to your original mantra and mission of why you got married.
So remember we did the exercise in your workshop, and
right.
Listen, there's a lot of entrepreneurs that listen to the podcast and maybe you're like, yeah, I'm not even married. And whether you're married or not, I think you can apply, as you said earlier, this stuff to your business and your relationships with your business partners or even customers, and utilize this. But the vision statement was a great tool that we created. And ironically, I'm looking at ours now, and the vision statement we came up with together was thriving and building together. Now, interestingly enough, you'll tell us the exercise in a minute again, for people listening, but we both came up with the word thriving individually.
Right.
Like we did our words together. And so we added that. And then the building part was, we kind of came up with that together after.
Yeah, I love that. That's so
because
cool.
I had moving forward and she had building something. And but it was awesome how we both thought about thriving, and then we came up with thriving and building together. And
and those are business words too. The both of you guys are in business, both of you are entrepreneurs, and both those words have to do with the future, right? Like you don't build you don't build the past. You build on the past, but you really build the future. And that's based on legacy. So when I work with business people, entrepreneurs, or business people that want to start a business, the very first thing I asked them, I had a guy, he took about a week ago, explain his whole vision for a new business. I said, do you have a vision statement? Do you have a vision? What's your business plan? He goes, oh, I didn't even really think about that. He said, send me what you want to be known for in an email, right? If you and I are in an elevator and I ask, oh, what do you do? Part of that is going to say, our vision statement is America runs on Dunkin'. And just by saying your vision statement is, boom, okay, I get it now. You know, the 30-second elevator speech. And it gets people wired to what's important. So when we think about, well, that's your normal. Your vision statement is your normal. So when you're in a conflict and you thriving and building together, so hold on a second. Are we thriving and are we building? And if the answer is no, it's wait. Let's get back on track here. And a lot of businesses really struggled during COVID because they went back. Everything was shut down and they went back to their vision statement. We said, hold on a second. We're going to still do what we do. Context has changed, but our message is still the same. We just got to change up our methods. So the vision statement is something that we teach everywhere we go. It's our mantle message. Everywhere we go, we say, do you have a vision statement for your marriage? No. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. For business owners, even if you're a single and you're an entrepreneur, do you have a vision statement for your own personal life that helps you stay on track, that helps you stay engaged, that helps you stay connected, that you have all four wheels are in alignment, and there's no shuddering or anything like that when you press the brakes. Everything's in tune. Vision statement is something we love it. We love teaching it.
Mm. Yeah, I thought that was one of my biggest takeaways too, or our biggest takeaways was the vision statement. And yeah, it was just a great event. I feel like it could have been longer, man. You guys should,
okay, we'll come back.
Like a retreat or something, a couple of days.
Yeah.
You guys have anything coming up?
Yeah, we have.
We got going on
several weeks in August. This weekend, like on Saturday, we'll be in Newport. Sunday, we'll be in Warwick. Our next month is going to be out of town. So we're going to be in Chicago, California, Hawaii. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And New Jersey. So we're going to go from Hawaii to New Jersey.
Hawaii to New Jersey, bro. Come on. You got to switch that around from New Jersey to Hawaii. Dude.
Hawaii to the New Jersey. Yeah. And then in October, we'll be in different states. So we've been blessed to just travel, spread the message. And really I just released a video on our social media, the difference between marriage coaching and marriage counseling. And so just to spread the message on with people and to raise awareness about marriage coaching. It's about the future. And by the time people get to us, most couples have had years of marriage counseling. And they assume that I'm going to go to the past, but with marriage coaching, it's really about the future.
Is that the main difference? What is the main difference?
Pretty much the main difference. It's set on the same premise of it's the people helping industry, but the main difference is one's past, one's future, right? So counseling is psychology, coaching is physiology. So one is the mind and getting into the mind and digging into the past and digging into the dysfunctions of the past and going into your childhood. Counseling is, let's focus on the future. And there are times where we have to visit the past.
Did you say that reversed or no? Did you?
They said reversed.
Counseling. You said counseling is the future.
No, counseling is past. My bad.
Yeah, that's all right. I just want to make sure you
Counseling is
coaching.
Counseling
Coaching
is
is the
past.
future.
Coaching is a future. And
Yeah,
so
that's right.
the sad reality is by the time people come to me, to us they want counseling, I said, we don't do counseling, we do coaching. And so I recommend that they gather all their tools and all their lessons and blessings that they have learned in counseling and put it in a toolbox, and let's build something for the future and coaching. So really, that's the main difference. And it's a big difference because the past is the past, which is why they call it the past, because the past. You ever say that again?
The past. So if there's one thing that people could do that would, if you guys, here's the one tip,
Right.
to divorce-proof your marriage, where would people start? Maybe it's more than one thing, but where would they start?
I would say I wrote down a couple of things. Don't make your preferences principles. I'm going to say it again. We get into trouble when we make our preferences principles. Our preferences is our perspective. It's what we like. It's what we think it's right. If we say left, somebody else may see right. That's our preference. Principle is law. It's a value. It's just like scripture. It's no speeding. That's a principle. The state trooper doesn't stop you for a preference. The state trooper stops you because of a principle. And so don't make your preferences principle. Another thing that my wife...
an example I'm thinking of now, which you just said that, it would be like, if I leave a dish in the sink, which I don't do anymore, I used to do, and V would get mad at me.
Some people, they say that's a principle. Some people say,
like to me, I'm like, I'll get it later. It's like not a big deal, but for her, it could be a big deal. Is that an example of that?
That's an example. And those are the things that like we had to learn. It was like, okay, my wife doesn't want me to throw my socks on the floor. Like, why does that have to become a battle?
You shouldn't be throwing your socks on the floor, bro. Even I can tell you.
No, I know.
I know. My daughters do that all the time. It drives me
But
crazy.
you always do that.
Throwing socks on the floor.
But you understand the difference. Think about a divorce-proof marriage. Divorce-proof your marriage. Even think about the conflicts. If you've been in a conflict, is this even worth it? Like, why am I pushing for... And then this battle is going to turn into a war? Oh, why? It's like, over a sock? So let's just, this is what the art of diplomacy. Each country has its own diplomat. Because it's like, hey, we can talk this way. We can work our way through and talk this through.
Yeah.
And I would say that pay attention to your stubbornness. And the goal is not to get rid of stubbornness. The goal is to be stubborn for principled things. Like, I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to set up value systems in my family. And I'm not going to be moved by people who are mediocre or people who are wishy-washy or people who don't have the same work ethic as I do. I'm not going to move. This is who I am.
Amen.
Think about business principles. You want to be steadfast and firm and immovable. Remember, stubbornness and steadfast have the same definition: firm, resolute, immovable. Is this even worth it?
Yeah.
If it's not, just drop it.
I know, and I apologize. I was running a few minutes late today, so I could definitely go on this conversation all day. I don't know if it's 4:00, so I don't know how you're doing for time. If you got to bounce, we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
You have a couple more minutes.
Good. Yeah.
So something else that stood out to me, and I don't know, when you think about it, yeah, it's only common sense, but I think you shared, I think it was for you, shared a story of the guy or the wife who wanted her husband. I don't know. Do you hear that beeping sound? Is that me or you?
Yeah, that's me. Sorry.
Beep. Oh, that's you. Okay. The wife wanted her husband to get more involved with the church.
Yeah.
And she would come and say, oh, you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. And then finally she stopped doing that and talk about that. And I think she ended up praying. Tell us that story, and then we'll wrap it up.
There's a lot of wives that will be praying that God would touch their husband. I wish you could do this. I wish you could do this. I wish you could do that. And so praying for your husband is one thing. But just being on him is multiple verses in the book of Proverbs that talks about the nagging wife, right? And there's a reason why it's in there. And so the wife in her passion can easily slip into nagging. So that's why the Bible talks about the nagging wife as like a dripping faucet. So we tell wives, listen, keep praying, but do less speaking to your husband about the matter. Okay. You've invited your husband 5,000 trillion times to church. You've invited him you told him to sign up for the men's group. He's not doing it. So I recommend take those prayers and say, Lord, lead other men into my husband's life that could mentor him, coach him, disciple him. And when women, I don't think there's ever been a time where a wife will pray that prayer and God doesn't answer it. It's like almost like it's every single story we've told this to, the wife goes, I can't believe it. I started praying that. I started talking less at home and praying more for someone else to lead him to the Lord and to speak into his life. And then another thing I recommend to the wife is just treat him like he has a relationship with God already. Just be like, listen, we talked about Moses today, and we talked about the pastor preaching, and just talk to him about the things of the Lord and just leave it at that. And let God take care of him fulfilling the expectations. It reduces the wife's frustration. It really does.
Amen.
And it keeps frustration out of the relationship as well.
Yeah. We have a group. We meet on Sundays. I don't talk about it a lot on this podcast, but it's a spirit worship room, and we play worship music. We have a bunch of Christian followers show up. Like about 30, 40 people every Sunday. We do it on this app called Clubhouse. And I'd love to have you come in and talk, man. I think that'd be awesome. It'd be
absolutely
cool, the perfect audience for you, as well as this. I think this was amazing. And just to that last point, it's funny because my wife, I've been very involved in my church for years. I've served on security, served on First Impressions. I was a leader on First Impressions for a long time. And I've always wanted her to get more involved, and she just really hasn't. And then so, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just stopped. And like you said, and then you said, I heard you say that. And I literally started praying. And then I swear, ask you, you'll see her Saturday.
I'm telling
Last
you,
week she came home and she's, hey, they asked me if I wanted to serve in the kids' life. So I figured I'd try it out. And she came home this Sunday and she's, oh my God, that was so amazing. There was this kid with autism and she was following me around everywhere and I was helping her out and she trusted me and it felt so good. And
wow, that's so cool.
Amen. Yeah.
Especially you got the connection at your church. You could even sideways say to some of the ladies, hey, invite my wife.
Yeah, we'll let him handle it. Yep. Amen. Listen, man, I appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Absolutely, buddy.
Final thoughts for anybody listening? Anything you want to say that I didn't bring up? Or
just back up on the stubbornness, man. Like when my wife and I first got married, I was stubborn. My wife was stubborn, and she'll tell you the same thing. We were both stubborn, and we were both strong. And we were both strong leaders. And we realized, you know what? Let's take all this energy and face it outward and set it on foundations that benefit us and the family. And let me tell you, it changed the way we related to each other. Let's take this, and that's all it is, energy of being misunderstood or underheard, whatever it is, it's still energy. Let's take this and push it out and create a legacy for our children to benefit from.
Amen. All right. And I want to be a great example for my children as well. So Tony, how do people get in touch with you? What's the best way?
You could follow us on social media. Okay. Our website is, I'll say it twice, it's marriedforlifeministry.com. And if you swipe all the way down to the bottom, you can subscribe to our weekly email on news and resources, encouragement. Literally, it's once a week. It's not anything crazy that you're going to have to unsubscribe, but it's marriedforlifeministry.com. We are on Facebook as Married for Life, and you'll see a picture of my wife and I, and then we're on Instagram as Coaching Marriages, Married for Life, and then we're also on YouTube, Married for Life. But get involved, stay connected, and if you're listening, and if we are in a city near you, just send me a message and we'll figure out how you can be a part of our next coaching event.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I 100% vouch for these guys. It was amazing. That's why you're on the podcast. And
Yeah.
I
Come
think
on now.
all of us can learn from that. So thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
That's excellent, David. Thank you.
All right. I look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Hey, man, we'll see you sailing away, buddy. Take care.
Amen. All right, let's go. Amen.
Hey, Masters, I want to thank you for checking out the show. My friends, if you made it this far, it means you listened to the whole show. And I just want to say, listen, I so appreciate you. And hey, again, just thanks. That's all I can say. Thanks. Listen, if you love the show too, please give us a review. Give me a review. Go to Apple, iTunes, podcast, give me a review. It helps tremendously. It helps us get more listeners, more downloads, also better guests, which also benefits you. And here's the other thing. If you email me your review, so post it, email it to me at david@davidihill.com, and I will read it on air for you. I just want to say, listen, again, appreciate you. Don't forget about our sponsors. As always, real estate agents, vulcan7.com/path to mastery. It's the best tool for prospecting out there for real estate agents, vulcan7.com/path to mastery. My friends, every second Thursday of the month, we have our meetup. It's actually a live open podcast episode where you can be part of the conversation. You can ask questions of our guests. Every second Thursday of the month, just go to weloverealestate.net. Weloverealestate.net. Get signed up right now. It doesn't matter when you sign up. You'll always be alerted for the next one coming. It's at 4 p.m. Eastern. So again, weloverealestate.net, second Thursday of the month, 4 p.m. Eastern. And finally, my friends, trycoaching.net. If you want to try a coaching call, maybe you've been thinking about coaching, maybe it's something that's been on your mind and you're just not really sure, let's jump on a call. I'm happy to work with you, give you a 30-minute coaching call on me, complimentary. Listen, you're a listener to Path to Mastery. It's the least I can do. And at the end of that, if you want to move on with some coaching, that's fantastic. If you choose not to, that's fine as well. You may know someone else that wants to take advantage of it. It's not even about that. It's about bringing you value, my friend. So go to trycoaching.net. Get registered for that 30-minute call. I want to help you with anything you're dealing with. Whether it's a challenge, it's a big idea, it's a goal, whatever it is, we want to help you work through that. So again, trycoaching.net. My friends, again, thank you for listening to the show and enjoy the rest of your day.